Dear witches, staying up to date with the moon? Seeking a little reminders to re-enchant your world? Subscribe to the Modern Witches newsletter for lunar love notes and magical inspirations delivered right to your inbox. Modern Witches is shapeshifting, yet it will always be a project that centers our mystical community members. Do you have a course or a podcast you'd like to promote to magical babes? Want to share your art with the folks who might be most touched by its spiritual themes? Send us an email at info@witchesconfluence.org to have your work promoted on our newsletter. Subscribe to Modern Witches newsletter in the link in show notes. Hello, and welcome to the Modern Witches podcast. We're here for Scorpio season part 2. And I am Casey Zabala, and I'm here with Mariana.
Hello, hello.
And we are continuing on this Scorpio season journey on November 3rd, picking up on that grand water trine we were talking about in last episode.
We kind of flowing
Yes.
into the second part of the Scorpio season with the very similar energies that where we've been left off.
It's a very nice, I don't know, like the Samhain portal for me feels just like so held. Feels really nice to have this kind of like really beautiful energetic support.
Yeah.
And really heightened in this trine, we have Mars at 29 degrees of Scorpio, trining Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, but are still in the mix in Cancer.
Yeah. Well, it's I'm with a positive aspect between Mars and Neptune. I'm always like a little bit, oh, it can go both ways.
Yeah.
This one is not like Mars trine Jupiter, where it's more clear and directional. It's sort of, it can go up and down either way. It's just, and it's trine, so it's suggested, it's not promised.
Right.
And it's, you can either, it feels good if it's creative. It feels not good if it's in a more political sense. It feels a bit manipulative.
Sure.
Honestly, always Mars Neptune for me is like one of the words on the more shadowy side is manipulative through like, it's easily accessible manipulation too. It's like available. It's there. It's like, we're gonna just throw that at them. And they'll
yeah. Yeah, one of my teachers once said like Mars Neptune dynamic can be also like an invasion of some kind. Like
yeah, it's easy way in.
yes. Yeah. So it's like that porous boundaries of the Neptune and the like strength of Mars. It's kind of like you can feel kind of like steamrolled by energy, perhaps.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is that penchant for manipulation here. So while there is like all this good, we also have to be aware of our sensitivities during this time too. And I think this is always a thing that I encourage people to think about at this time of year is like our protection magic, because we are descending down into the dark season. And our ancestors really were thinking about like preparing for the colder months, like making sure that they could sustain themselves and were fortified both physically and spiritually at that time. So just something to think about.
Yes. Like this is, like you said, very good. It's important to psychically protect yourself from what's happening outside in the outside world, not to shut yourself off, never good, but just psychically protect. But for creative endeavors, it seems like a pretty good aspect if you wanna like spearhead something unlikely into the world. Something like odd and curious and quirky and weird creative stuff. And if you want to like put it out there, because like I really do want to do that, and like I have in mind what I want to do, and I'm like,
Mm,
oh, this is probably a good thing for that to kind of like people don't want to take it, but you're just gonna manipulate it into them. And it's not a negative thing. It's a good, it's not harmful. It's just
yeah,
creative. But it's,
totally.
and it is something that like has easier way in
Hmm.
for unlikely things.
We're excited now.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what Marianne is going to be sharing.
Yes. I'm going to New York, by the way, in November,
Oh,
in
nice.
October, in the end of October, in November. I'm going to be in New York for
Okay,
that
fun.
reason.
Nice. Okay. Very exciting.
Yes.
Um, well, we'll see. I'm excited. Maybe I'll try to do something extra weird on the third, encouraging our listeners.
Yeah, it's just like both planets are at home. Neptune and Mars, they're both at home. They're like functioning at their like highest way of understanding how to function in this environment. One wants to get somewhere, and another one wants to dream up. So kind of like
Love it.
a marriage of delusion with action. So just go for it if it's creative, but don't go for it if it's a war.
Yeah, good advice. Love it. And then just the next day, we have Mars moving into Sagittarius,
Yay.
forming an opposition to Uranus in Gemini.
Mm.
So I feel like, Mars is really moving into Sagittarius. This is like expansive fire sign with our extra oomph of like, what's going to happen here? Like, what are you doing with your energy? Like what's motivating you? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bit of like rebellion um, potential.
Yeah.
Um, and it's important to like know that all of these energies, you know, we as individuals get to like express them in our own way. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there are people who express them in negative ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mars in Sagittarius is like on an if we speak negative stuff, it's expansion and conquer
Yeah.
of foreign territory,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah. So
Um,
around this time, November 4th, it's November 4th, an election day in the US as well.
is it? Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And Mars in the universal law sign and Jupiter in and Uranus in let's trick them sign.
Yes. And I think we all know, if you've been paying attention, that like the current administration doesn't want people to have the power to vote freely and fairly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a day to watch. It's a day to be vigilant, like
Yeah.
participate in the civic activity that you can. Um,
Uranus in Gemini.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's retrograde. So the thing here is like, yeah, it feels very, um, I don't know, like unexpected for those who want to do something. They won't expect what they'll get as a response
Mm,
to
yeah.
something.
Maybe there'll be
Riots.
riots, or
This
maybe
is,
there'll be better outcomes for people who have felt like they were going to be um,
mhm.
oppressed in a scenario.
Or
Who knows?
something, because Mars and Mercury are kind of close with each other. Mercury is very slow at this point.
Yeah.
So maybe some kind of like technological attempt of doing something will backfire in a very major way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is a very full week, and it's interesting to have it like start with this dynamic.
Yeah, very intense. Very intense. Like whenever I see uh, G- um, Gemini, Sagittarius, intense, I'm like, it can be only resolved with on the not I'm not talking politically right now, just like personally, the tension can be resolved through humor,
Yeah.
like comedy, some
Hmm.
release. The release of energy for Uranus and Gemini is you gotta make fun of it somehow.
Yeah. I
in your
think that's
personal life, maybe write something, maybe draw some crazy shit. I don't know. Like just it's sort of like it seems insane, this aspect, not in a negative, but it seems like it want to like do the weird, unorthodox
hmm
in a personal life.
hmm
um yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And it's all escalating. Like there's the full moon is the next day, and then
Mhm.
we have Mercury going retrograde. So it feels like it's like, I don't know, I'm thinking about like my toddler in this moment, but like the last burst of energy before they go to bed is like, whoa. It's
Yeah.
like the complete zoomies, like running around in circles screaming for like 10 minutes, and then they're like, okay, I'm tired now. Um, so it feels like that a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like, be like, not to alarm anyone, but just if you're driving, going somewhere, you might want to be extra careful. Make sure that your car is in order.
Mhm.
Just like, because Mars has to do with, in its own way, Mars has to do with like a little sharpness, and Gemini and Uranus in Gemini has to do with vehicles
Yeah.
and transportation.
Yeah. Good note. Always good to be cautious on the road, folks.
Hmm.
Um,
So that's on November 4th.
yes. And then on November 5th, we have the new moon or sorry, full moon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get us there.
It's at 5 a.m. or so.
5 a.m.
5:19 a.m.
5:19. Thank you. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
At 13 degrees of Taurus.
Mm.
You right on my ascendant,
Oh, really? Oh,
pretty
wow.
much. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That
Really,
sounded like
yeah, just
it's I
hitting it up.
it's for full moon for it's so interesting right now as we record this. This is a full moon on my ascendant.
Oh, cool.
And I do feel I do feel good, like hectic, but kind of like weirdly good.
Yeah. Yeah. I do tend to like the
Mm,
Taurus full moon.
yes, it's exalted moon. What's not
Yeah.
to like?
It's like ritual. It's like doing something that feels like really lush and like being really kind of like in your embodiment practice in a way
Hmm.
that's like centering your self-care and for me like centering some like magical element. So I
Hmm.
do like the full moon in Taurus for
Yeah,
sure.
and the ruler is in Libra in its home
Hmm
sign. So it's all around very Venusian time.
hmm
It seems very slowing down because Mercury is also slowing down
Yeah.
here.
hmm
Everything kind of like shoo. After that Mars Uranus opposition, it's like breaks, like but not hard breaks, but like soft breaks.
Right. Yeah. I think it's good. It's kind of saying like there's a lot of energy you're running and like how are you choosing to channel it kind of thing.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think with all this like this water trine is so beautiful. I love your dream that you shared in last
Hmm.
episode where Mariana was like watering the garden, but there was never enough water.
Yeah.
And with this grand water trine, it's like there's so much water. Like where are you
Hmm.
putting it? Like what are you nourishing with the water? Um,
Exactly. Yeah. It's
so a good
it's so
reminder.
important. In order to for water to work, you gotta have something to water.
Yes.
That's like I think very important because like if you do not have an earth, ground, garden, metaphorically, literally, that water is just gonna be running through you, making you all ungrounded in a different way than the air.
Yeah. Sorry, the crows are going crazy right now. I don't know if you can hear them, but
I can't hear. Like
oh,
I have a construction outside which I can hear really strongly, but apparently
oh
you
yeah.
can.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah. Oh
yeah, and
wow.
it
I'm just seeing, well, yeah. I always love to see this like mystic triangle situation in my chart here. With the
yeah,
IC and the MC. Um, but
sextile to Pisces, North Node,
mhm. Yeah.
trying to Virgo, South Node. Also, like very much about it's this lunation is supportive of where we're heading in regards to the Pisces part of our chart.
Mm,
It's supportive with how we choose. Again, like I have been stuck on this concept of meaning recently. I know it's like, but like because North Node in Pisces, I'm like, we gotta like tap into the true meaning of what we're doing,
mm,
what has meaning, what doesn't, and like stick with what has. Just stick with what has meaning and like try to discard what doesn't. And I think this lunation, through like being ruled by Venus and sextiling North Node and trining South Node, it's conducive to releasing what doesn't have meaning for our like
mm.
material life at least.
Yeah. No, that really resonates. I think that's been such a big theme since the eclipses, and in my
Mhm.
own personal world, I've sort of been reflecting on my career and just
Mhm.
realizing like, it's been 12 years since I created Wonders Tarot.
Oh wow. Oh wow, it's a long time ago.
Long
Yeah.
time. And like so much has like I've learned so much, I've changed so much, like so much has shifted in like how I practice. And it's been I've like been doing all these exercises and all this visioning work around like regrounding into like who I am as like
Mhm.
a I don't like the word healer, but as a guide for folks,
Mhm.
like a spiritual guide, someone who offers magical counsel. And,
Yeah.
who am I, really here to serve at this time? And it feels so in line with all of this,
Mhm.
with like the nodes of the moon and where they are, and um, how we're being like asked to attune and reattune to like who we are in this moment, and
Mhm.
how we're embodying that actually,
Mhm.
and letting go of the things that are no longer really central to who we are or where we're going.
Mm-mm. A lot of there's a lot with this nodes and with in context of this lunation particularly is letting go of because it's full moon, it's letting go of like finishing some kind of like chapter that has to do with material stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is really really though that sextile to north node, it's like how can you weave together um, what has ended as your duty, as your service,
Mm-hmm.
with where you're going and in a more, maybe more spiritual path.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It just feels, but again, like I don't. North Node in Pisces with Jupiter in Cancer has to do with safety. Has to do with safety that is not just spiritual.
Mm,
Has to do with safety that is both like home, country, resources, food.
yeah.
This lunation is very much about what do we need to do? What do we need? What version of our material life needs to go in order to create a new one? Yeah, something like that.
Yes. So fascinating. I love this. I
Mhm.
think in terms of ritual, like I really would encourage if you can, like burying things in the earth.
Mhm.
Um, like doing some
Yeah.
like composting spells.
Mhm.
Um, that feels like it would be, or working with plants in any form, be really good with
Any
small things.
grounding, I think like full moon in Taurus, yeah, anything earth related.
Yeah.
And Venus in Libra, it's like also it can be about connections. It can be about where your Libra house, where which house Libra is for you, but it's some kind of relational dynamic in that particular house that is coming to elimination.
I love that.
Yeah, so some kind of relational dynamic is
And it's so
changing.
nice that Libra is, or sorry, Venus is in Libra for this lunation,
Mhm.
because just the next day it does slip into
Yeah,
Scorpio.
we catch the tail of
Yeah.
because the 2 weeks following, it's always the 2 weeks following the lunation, the full, like right now we have a full moon as we record, or like full moon will be in Taurus. that we speak about, but it's the 2 weeks that follow that are so condensed with the meaning of that full moon. And I've noticed for me, it's by the end of this 2 week period, like last 2 days of the last of those 2 weeks, that something always happens. It's always for me the last moment. It's like, oh my God, nothing, and then boom, everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
It's
totally.
like we talked,
Yeah,
being born on the full moon.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's the next one?
let's see. The next one, well, we do have Venus
Venus,
entering Scorpio on the
Scorpio.
6th.
Mm-hmm. And
And then okay.
and she starts forming right away,
Yes,
square to Pluto and Aquarius, as everything right now that enters Scorpio.
right.
It's
So,
it's reminding us about that Sun Pluto square as well.
mhm, yeah.
But this one, Venus is in detriment, so um, it's
Venus is a
interesting.
detriment, but I kind of like Venus in Scorpio. Maybe it's just like the witchiness aspect of it that
Mm-hmm.
I like. Although, Venus there can in Scorpio can lead to kind of like obsessive
Mm-hmm.
qualities. Um, it can be really intense, attraction, and especially seeing it in conversation with Pluto here, it's like obsessive, like power dynamic relations. Um,
Yeah, and depends on the houses.
mhm.
It's not necessary. It definitely can be very much romantic, but like, do not focus on romantic here. It's obsessive with the world at large. It's obsessive with people in the world. It's very much it's women targeted
Mm,
by technology somehow, maybe.
mhm.
You know, like from my I love also, like, I don't like to admit it, but I do have a soft spot for Venus and Scorpio because I've dealt with that placement. I feel like my whole life through partners and my best friends and everyone in my circle has Venus and Scorpio, and there's no escape for me from that. Like, honestly, like,
That
I
sounds like
know
Venus and Scorpio energy to me. There's no escape.
no, honestly, there's none. It's like, but no, partners successfully, we've done it. But what I've noticed, and please don't, like, few of my best friends have this placement, so I love them. And it's kind of a dig at Venus and Scorpio, but not at friends. In relationship, what I've noticed about this particular placement is that it's such an obsession with honesty that goes one way.
Oh, mm.
It's
One
like
thing.
it's like they hate dishonesty and lying unless they're doing it.
I also can see them
Okay,
like
don't come at
loving.
me, but it's so insane how sensitive this placement can be to manipulation and how it loves to do that.
It's also like, Scorpio is a secretive energy. And so I think it's also like someone who loves like holding up the mirror with brutal honesty, but like can't accept it back in return.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah,
But
there's
I
a lot
do
of
like,
layers.
but if they love you and you've proven that you're trustworthy, golden.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust stuff comes up with Scorpio for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, this square is very much about, again, because Venus is money, Venus is resources, Scorpio is hidden resources. So there's some kind of tension between, like, maybe like some banking institutions or some like hidden resources, something like oil maybe related, or maybe some kind of like other precious resources, and like powers that are emerging in form of technocratic powers. We might not even be aware that this tension is happening as people.
Right.
That's quite possible. or we will just see the effects of that square in the markets, in the financial institutions, but we won't know where the legs are coming from.
Mm.
There's just it's very much watch for your health, for women, what reproductive health, um, just
I just want to say something before you move on because I think
Mhm.
that kind of that sense of like there's going to be like some secretive exchange of resources or some
Mhm.
manipulation of resources. And on the same day, November 7th, Uranus goes back into Taurus
Ooh,
for its like final retrograde into Taurus.
about money.
Money.
Mhm. It's
And
very
I mean,
much about that.
there's so much going on with terms of like how the fascist regime is like toying with the economy.
Consolidating the
Yeah.
financial stuff.
Yeah. Um, and so this seems like a period where like, yeah, there's like lots more manipulations happening.
Yeah, it does. It looks very gnarly in terms of like the grabs. Something is being grabbed here, resources wise, money wise.
And the actual absolute like ludicrous sort of peace deals that
Oh,
Netanyahu and Trump are brokering right now over Palestine. And like
it's not.
who's going to get
They
that
want to.
land and like
Honestly, we
vile
don't
conversation.
even. It's insane. We don't even under. They are trying to real give back Palestine, not like it in honesty and fairness belong, but under the British
Yes.
thing with that
Even to
whole
Tony
Tony
Blair.
Blair, the freaking Iraq war criminal,
Yeah.
another one. And I'm like, seriously, you can't be serious. It's pretty.
It's total, I mean, it's colonialism and it's like full force. Like there
Hiding.
can't be any illusion to what is happening here any longer.
They're not trying. They're not
Yeah,
even
exactly.
making
They're not even
any
trying to,
attempts
yeah.
to hide it. The thing that I wanna, and you brought up the Uranus and Taurus Uranus going back in
Mhm.
Taurus, and I've reflected about it recently, and I want everyone to make note of what Uranus and Taurus has done to us. Uranus is planned of a revolution, but revolution on whose behalf? It wasn't on our behalf. They transferred insane amount of wealth. They redistributed wealth among themselves in the last 8 years like never before since 2017, 2018.
Right.
They pillaged, they changed the shape of the financial relationships. The
They
only
changed the
way
government.
yeah, the only way it concerned us is that everybody became poorer and less stable.
Yeah.
So when we talk, we need to be honest about Uranus, what it does. It doesn't bring like positive, oh my God, some kind of like Robespierre situation, revolution for the sake of people. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's it's really just it impoverished the collective, redistributed wealth. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what Uranus and Taurus did. And
Totally.
on the positive side, it made it very, very obvious to us
Right.
everything. So just be
Yeah, like the
mindful.
illusions have been stripped,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but
So
yeah, we're still looking for our Robin Hood, Prometheus, like, where are you?
where Casey, where are you? Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's me.
No, honestly, like we have this last stretch, the most intense normally of Uranus in Taurus. Let me look up quickly when it's going back into Aries if I have it. But yeah, it's going back into Gemini, I'm sorry, on April 25th on 2026. So we have about 6 month period of the last Uranus and Taurus where maybe my hope that the whole like the gnarly financial schemes that they've done on us, they will backfire. But if they will backfire, they'll backfire on us in form of some kind of collapse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Um,
Let's see.
yeah,
All right,
hold
that
on to
was.
your hats. Be financially cautious, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
I, oh my God, like I wish I got interested in all the financial themes early in life, because I now understand how undereducated and unprepared we are for what's coming in that, in terms of like stability for so many people down the next 30, 40 years.
I know.
And I wish we could just know how to work with what's happening better. We are massively undereducated. And I think, if anything, with this Uranus going back in Taurus, like try to just do some kind of form of self-educating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, and think about like, if it's in your realm, like wealth distribution and what that means and how if even if you don't have a lot, what can you share? What can you redistribute to the people
Hmm.
most in need in your community,
Hmm.
especially the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's almost like the only way to do any of this is disrupting the system in such unprecedented ways
yeah,
for which most people are not prepared to. From
totally.
it's like the
There needs to be so much more collective cohesion around like how to topple the billionaires, basically.
yeah,
Um,
our power is our generation with Pluto and Scorpio, and that deals with, like, for example, taxes,
mhm.
with what do we return, why, and it's like, and I think it will get there. I think you catch the wind of where it's all heading, and down 10-year line it will get there. And that is actually, but most people who are yet in the middle are not prepared for that.
Yeah,
But that will, if we continue with this, where the taxes are going, people are not gonna.
exactly. I like this. If we can get like however many percentage of people to like not pay their taxes, the IRS is already in shambles, everyone.
It's in shambles, and I want to make a note. I did a huge research on Uranus and Gemini. IRS was established with Uranus and Gemini. United States was established with Uranus and Gemini. First tax that Abraham Lincoln introduced to have money for the union was introduced with Uranus and Gemini.
Mm.
So the tax code and the tax situation is coming to like an interesting pivot in the next 6-7 years with Uranus and
Yeah.
Gemini.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yes.
So, to kind of continue on with these transits, and I'm so excited to like see how what the next 6 months holds with this
Hmm.
Venus and Taurus. But we have this opportunity to really slow down everything that's happening here with the Mercury
Hmm.
retrograde at 6 degrees of Sagittarius, which
Hmm.
starts on the 9th of November.
Hmm.
So here we have Mercury and Sag, 6 degrees,
Very close to
stationed
Mars.
very
And
close to Mars.
yeah. Um, I it's so interesting. This Mercury retrograde weaves the themes of Sagittarius and Scorpio. So it weaves the themes of what do need to be released in order for you to go like an arrow after what you need. Again, it's like very much a theme. When Mercury goes back into Scorpio, it will again reactivate the water trine in order to come back into Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a sign of meaning.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm like really drawn to the symbol of like the archer when I'm thinking about this because I think it's an
Mhm.
opportunity to go back, dip into sort of the um rich, like unconscious emotional territory of Scorpio to
Mhm.
like regain greater alignment or clarity about like where you actually want to go and expand and explore
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. Um,
Yeah. And again, the only change that matters is that happens in the subconscious mind. That only that not matters, but truly like changes things.
yeah.
Mm, in a long term, it's something, and that Mercury, it arrives in Sagittarius. It might be lost for the time it's in Sagittarius. It might be like pulled apart in terms of like not pulled apart, but pulled in different directions by the variety of pursuits and interests and meanings
Mm-hmm.
that present themselves, that it's unsustainable, unproductive.
Right.
It has to come back to Scorpio.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
really re-engage with again those like unconscious patterns. Um,
Hmm.
or the dreams that you're holding inside of you that want to be expressed.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. And also, it's like in Jupiter ruled sign, before it can do anything in Jupiter ruled sign, it has to master Mars. It
mhm,
has to speak truth to power. It has
mhm.
to act in the ways that um, disrupt what is rotten in Scorpio, what is
Yeah.
decaying.
I don't like I'm really getting the sense of like this Mercury retrograde. It would be interesting to sort of commit to something that helps you do that work. Like breath work, for instance,
Hmm.
just like really taps at you into your deeper unconscious patternings
Yeah.
and helps you do that kind of release that you're talking about.
Hmm.
Um, but some kind of like meditative somatic expression, I think that can help you just kind of clarify, release, and
Yeah.
kind of move forward in that revising process that Mercury is encouraging us to do.
Very much so. Yeah, because it's in fire sign, it needs an ability, an air,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and as it goes back, it's not making, we'll talk about it, but it's Uranus is out of Gemini. So
Right.
it will
Um,
make another position.
mm-hmm.
It's so funny how this tension between Mercury and Uranus is gonna play out. So we had this first opposition mutable, and now it's going back, and it's like before we have a mutable opposition, we gotta like revisit this fixed opposition that
Yeah,
has to do with before you engage in anything meaningful, you have to master ground underneath.
totally. Absolutely.
And
Grounding.
I'm like, that's so important. No
Yeah,
ideology, no ability to speak, nothing will get you places if you do not have that foundation.
it's very true. Very true. Well, that was just the first week of this um, part of Scorpio season, from this 3rd of November to the 9th. And then we journey into the second week, which is equally full,
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
Yes, and the fact that the second part that we record right now of the Scorpio season has Mercury retrograde from like the end of this third week, I just want to remind everyone that it doesn't mean that you pause everything. It just means that you keep doing it in a different direction, a
Yeah,
bit more internally, privately. But it's not like a full stop. Things are
yeah.
happening with this Mercury
Very good note.
retrograde,
Yeah, yeah.
even
Um,
more so.
definitely. I think it's like kind of what we were talking about the first when we started this Scorpio season in last episode. Like I mentioned, we're going to take a pause in our podcast, and that's like our natural retrograde cycle. Like we all need to just like
Mm-hmm.
shift gears sometimes. And it's not that there's an end. It's more of like, oh, the work needs to continue in another shape in order for it to grow. So,
Yeah, distance
um,
creates perspective. Truly
yeah.
is. It really does. I mean, it's you gotta step aside and allow things maybe to pull you back versus chasing them.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, the next part of this episode, we start on November 11th, this fourth week of Scorpio season. Um, and on the 11th, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in Cancer at 25 degrees.
Hmm.
So,
Well, good.
yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like this Jupiter in Cancer has been a real opportunity to kind of deepen the practices of care that sort of um, really actually support us being here and support our growth and expansion. So I hope that people have been exploring what self-care um, really offers to you in the day to day, um, and explore weaving it into your routines
Mm-hmm.
a little bit deeper. Um,
Yeah. And like family, I don't know what the retrograde holds for us, but for me personally, this like direct motion since Jupiter entered Cancer have been very much about family relationships.
mhm.
It's very much about home and my attitudes towards where I want to live. This like what is the idea of home? Where is the home? This retrograde probably will allow us to gain more insight into what we are willing to call home, what
Very
we would like
important.
to call home,
Yeah.
what is the most supportive place. And it's so interesting because like so Mercury is in the Jupiter ruled sign. So it rules as it goes retrograde. It it's it has it's sort of like has slight conversation with Jupiter in Cancer,
Mm.
you know, because Jupiter is reporting back to Sagittarius, thus to Mercury in Sagittarius. And it's like both planets of communication, knowledge, and information are now retrograde. So everything, the way we learn, the way we integrate, the way we find meaning is on a backtrack.
Mm.
And probably it's not just mental backtrack. I have a sense that it's like a lot of traveling places will take place, going places, or like something like that. For me, I know it's happening.
It's so funny, Mariana. Every time I travel on a Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't not, even though like astrologer, like you know that gonna
Yeah.
be
How is it?
for me, it's like I think when I travel, it's like going out of my routine,
Hmm.
right? So it's like an opportunity to step into a different kind of territory.
Hmm.
Um, and there are hiccups sometimes, but it's not catastrophic.
Hmm.
And of course, there's now okay, I'm knocking on wood,
Yeah. The
but
thing for you, I think it's more related that you have Mercury in Cancer and it's changeable and
hmm,
I think it's more moon
yeah,
dependent
yeah,
almost. And if it's moon is a willing it,
hmm,
Mercury follows.
yeah, totally, totally.
It kind of feels like that. I don't, I think I might be traveling during this Mercury retrograde, but I already like, not sure actually, but I'll be planning traveling for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
That I know, like abroad travel.
hmm,
Um, it's like going places, even if metaphorically you're not going anywhere, but it's going places to find meaning.
Yeah.
It's the whole this Mercury retrograde is very like about what can you and like so Jupiter goes retrograde again. It's I don't know why like it's not giving me much about it's so like very locked this Jupiter retrograde for me personally. It's sort of like you don't know what's gonna happen. You
Mm.
really don't know.
Mm.
That's the vibe that I'm getting. It's like so like surprise for some reason. Like it feels like a surprise what
Yeah.
you will find somewhere somehow. It's very not like right now I'm talking purely intuitively. I don't know where it's coming from, but it feels very like you didn't expect to find it here, did you?
Yeah. I have been pleasantly like in that state of curiosity and mystery with this Jupiter, like totally as Jupiter's been in Cancer. And I think that there is a way that it has kind of this like mystical quality to it. Um, that's like kind of subtle, but I do think it's inviting in more of the kind of wonder
Mhm.
of like, huh, what are the options here? Like, what are the possibilities? How can we like really like explore what could be home, like what feels like belonging, what feels like the right thing. It's very exploratory in
It
nature, you
it
know?
is. And
Yeah.
it's very that's why probably Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, one of the reasons, because
Mhm.
it allows you to explore places where otherwise you wouldn't imagine exploring
Yeah.
as something so foundational to your life.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole, Mercury retrograde and then this um Jupiter retrograde makes me want to like suggest reading poetry or like returning to poetry if you write poetry. But just
Mhm.
like bringing in some of this like uh mystical, written, exploratory
Mhm.
form into your life in some way. I think poetry would be a
Yeah.
good way to do that.
Mhm. And poetry in general is just so
Yeah, it's like soul
wonderful.
food, I think.
Mhm.
Okay,
Right.
so the next
Retrograde.
transit
Mhm.
um will happen on the 16th of November when we have the sun forming a trine to that retrograde Jupiter. Let me get there.
Mhm.
This is a Sunday. So this is the grand water trine we've been tracking.
Mhm. So sun, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Saturn in the mix too at 25 degrees. So
Mhm.
Jupiter, Saturn trine with the sun.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
We are like that's what we spoke about in the beginning. This water trine changes faces a little bit, changes like the flavor through the transits in Scorpio, but it's just so like affirming of the direction, like with every step. And with when Sun forms this water trine, it's so you have an idea, you have a vision, but what's your energetic capacity like for this vision to be manifested in reality? Sun, what's your life force?
Hmm.
What is your relationship with your life force? What has been, what needs to be brought out to the surface through this water trine as your essential nature before your ideas can even be manifested or implemented? It's something about your essential nature that is not apparent, that is the key to doing what you need to be doing.
Yeah, I love that. And I think,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know, you're really making me think about how like Jupiter is this kind of like I don't know. it's like the young king, and then Saturn is like the elder, like hermit energy,
Mhm.
and how when the two can sort of like respectfully collaborate, like how
Mhm.
much richness and growth there is. So it's
Mhm.
like honoring your past, honoring your future, like really finding alignment
Mhm.
here as you kind of shape your vision and honor what you're creating through your authentic self.
Mhm. I love that image of this generational archetypes within.
Mhm. Yeah.
It does feel like that Saturn is within us. It's what we know and what pained us and what we've carried. It's a lifetime, it's the end
Hmm.
of the cycle. It has profound wisdom, and Jupiter is telling us that there's a plenty of support to be found in Cancer.
Yeah.
And it sort of like props the sun in Scorpio for courage. It's Mars
Hmm.
ruled sun, for courage um to the thing with Sun Scorpio, it's hidden wealth. It's it's a wealth that is not apparent to the others. So here it feels like this water is lifting up that wealth. Sort
Mm,
of like here there is a reservoir of resources within untapped.
love that.
You gotta go there.
Hmm.
You might be scared to go there, so get over yourself and go there.
Yeah.
Like there's just something like that. It's like there's pain is known and support is here, and like you have enough wisdom at this point.
I love it. Yeah, I do think it's this for me is where like the intention work and your witchcraft, your magic, however you want to call it, like can really come in because trines are beautiful energies that want to be channeled. So
Mhm.
for all of our
They
listeners,
require conduit.
yeah, they want to move through you. So really inviting you to take time to like write intentions as this, this grand trine and water trine is like changing faces and just like really attuning to what you're conjuring forth, I think is important.
Mhm. There are different ways. My personal thing is like a prayer.
Hmm.
So, because water for me has like a very divine nature to it. It's like if you acknowledge that's what is hidden within you, the rest can be taken care of,
Hmm.
not by you. With
Right.
water trine, you don't know where the help is coming from, but
Yeah.
you gotta allow things to come up.
Hmm. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
this water trines, this whole Scorpio.
I
Like when I was
know.
looking at it, I was like, this is such a. It can. I want to like. It's mostly positive, but I do want to mention that it's trines, so they do require effort. Otherwise, it's just very can be just an emotional,
Hmm.
directionless,
Right.
just brooding.
And we have, I mean, like the fact that Saturn's in Pisces in this, I think is what makes it so supportive is like
Yeah,
the real attunement to, what hopefully we've been sort of reconnecting with is like the power of like having a spiritual practice or like having some kind of like structure in our life that anchors us to our spiritual interconnection. Um, I think
that's the
really
thing.
deep.
The effort has to be that spiritual practice.
Mhm.
That's the only way
Yeah. And
this
the
can
discipline.
be sustained
Hmm.
without being just a brooding, like, and being sort of at mercy of the feelings of the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so moving forward on the 18th, A couple
Mm-hmm.
days later, we have Mercury re-entering Scorpio on its retrograde journey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There it is. Back into the waters and getting super close to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
As we also start to approach the new moon,
Mm-hmm.
which takes place a day later on the 19th at 28 degrees of Scorpio.
I think we should talk about it a little bit, the 18th and 19th as like a one
Yes. Yeah.
thing. So Mercury enters Scorpio on the 18th, right away it forms an opposition to Uranus in
Mm,
Taurus. So it's a
yeah.
second Mercury Uranus opposition, but now in Scorpio and Taurus. So it is again like disruption of the idea of, it's like the thing that comes to mind is like you can't afford hiding. Hiding is detrimental.
Mm,
Hiding to an excessive or avoidance or any of that, it's asking you to dare. This Mercury in Scorpio opposite Uranus is asking you to dare for at least your own sense of stability.
yeah, it's really making me think of like the atmosphere of fear that is being generated by like
Mhm.
this fascist
Mhm.
upwelling. And I think people are more cautious of what they say and how they say it and where they say it. And I do see this like dare as kind of a sense of like, are you willing to say the thing that needs to be said?
Mhm.
Or are you like going to hide
Mhm.
in the shadows? Like,
Yeah.
what is your approach here? Um,
It's that's so important, and also not speaking because you think that it won't matter.
mm,
I suffer from that. Sometimes I'm just like shutting it down because I'm like, I don't know what all this talking does anymore.
mm,
It's
mm,
not like hopelessness. I don't think things are hopeless, but it's just like what exactly am I doing by adding? I sometimes lose the
mm.
thread of you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't stop watching, I don't stop paying attention, but I don't sometimes understand what exactly. And I'm not saying I'm right. I just really lose touch with what exactly am I doing here? Because like for me personally as an immigrant and I'm not a citizen, I do have moments where I'm like, am I? But there are moments that I'm like, oh well, if they deport me, they deport me. They won't, but like they tried already
yeah,
once.
yeah.
But
They didn't.
but it's like maybe they will, but like it's not even that fear. It's sort of like this opposition is going to speak about this.
Mm,
It's going to speak about what is in your power and trying to find mental pathways to solution to your powerlessness, maybe.
yeah, totally.
That's what I'm like right now, like thinking that there gotta be like connections made, there gotta be resources um, gathered
Yeah,
or
and
something.
yeah, I think knowing what your resources are in service of the revolution or liberation,
Yeah.
of being of service in like undermining um, the
Hmm.
corruption that we are seeing.
Yeah. And
So,
it's a dark moon period as this opposition
mhm.
happens, as the next day on the 19th, we have a new moon.
Yeah, let's see, it's at 10:47. So this is such an interesting new moon since we have the Mercury Cazimi also taking place. Um,
Exactly as it's, I mean, yeah, it's like minutes
yeah,
away.
exactly. Yeah. So and it's like opposite Uranus as well
Mm-hmm.
here. So There's such a intense like revelatory quality to it, I would say.
So much. Very intense new moon. With Lilith too, lingering nearby.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels to me, I don't know, it feels revelatory in that in like the darkness of the new moon, Uranus kind of comes in and says like, actually there's something here. Can you see it in the darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's not like it feels necessarily like the illumination of a full moon. There's a different quality to it that's a little bit more mysterious and like having to really go deeply inward in order to source this information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to see what maybe you haven't been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Like really being able to like look into a blind spot of some kind. Um,
It's not a bad blind spot, it feels like. It feels like a blind spot that is helpful. You don't know it's there. Not
yeah.
blind spot, but it's like it's blind spot because you don't see it, but it's you need to see it, not because it might be something detrimental, but it also can very much be something that can be that thing that gets you out of
Like unlock something.
unlocks gets you out of that in Scorpio powerlessness.
Right. Yeah.
It's sort of like, because it's like almost at the last degrees, at 28 degrees, opposite Uranus. It's very much like Mercury's in the heart, so Mercury is illuminated here. It's not burnt, it's like there. So
Hmm.
there is like real like download of information about it feels very individually radical
Uh-huh.
in a good sense. It's sort of like I can't the word is not coming to my mind right now because it's like an image of such audaciousness
Mm.
that I have right now. It's very audacious. The ruler of this new moon, Mars, is in Sagittarius. So it's sort of like through boundaries. It
Yeah.
crosses some established boundaries. In the negative, it might be actual political, something audacious, negative force crossing some boundaries that it shouldn't be crossing.
Hmm.
But on an individual, because these energies that we talk about all the time, they're available not just to us conscious citizens, they're available to everyone. But we are somehow less likely to use them due to that sense of powerlessness
Right.
or like other issues. And here it's like tap into this sort of audaciousness of crossing some pre-established internal boundaries. That Mars in Sagittarius, though, squares the nodes of the moon, which tells us that it's a fork in the road for you, for
Yeah.
us. It's a fork in the road of um, when you cross this boundary. First of all, do you do that? And how you do that? Do you fall
Hmm.
into former habits and habitual ways and you just not go really crossing it, you just going back in circles? Or do you assign new meaning? North Node in
Right.
Pisces. You need the crossroad is like assigning new meaning to this audaciousness, not like before. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You totally are. And I think it's so interesting that we also have Lilith at 26 degrees of Scorpio here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lilith is a complex one, but with Uranus kind of sitting on the opposite side, I do think it's reminding me of how Lilith was like, no, that's not how I'm gonna do this whole like relational thing with this man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like she had some audacity, she had a completely different vision of how she wanted to be in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. And I think that like feels like it's also triggered here of like there is a choice to do something differently than you've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now maybe you see the choice.
You see the way I understand, and I don't really closely work with Lilith. Sometimes if it's she's like in your face somewhere in the chart, but other than that, I'm like kind of like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
The reason for that, not because she's negative, or positive is because she works in extremes. In
Yeah.
extremes in Scorpio, the extremes of Lilith is submission or complete, like raging, like
Mm.
no rules.
Mm.
So it's sort of like I will have all the power, or I have no power. And it's an illusion for me of Lilith. There is, if you'll manage to see through that during this new moon, it's already half of the battle. Like you need to get as much as you can handle in the moment. There's some of this power you can handle.
Right.
So yeah, it feels like a choice. There's a choice with this new moon.
Yeah, I think so.
It's very much about like with this Mercury coming back into Scorpio, having second opposition to Uranus on the day of the Kazimi, we have an opportunity to do things differently, but it's so radically different.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty like out there and it's available. I just want
Yeah.
everyone to know that it looks like it's available.
Right.
If you go for it, you'll get through.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
if you don't, mm,
yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good note to like really track the choices that you're grappling with around this time.
mhm,
And on the new moon, like really do some like deep reflection about like how you can choose the most like authentically aligned thing for you at this point, the thing that pushes you to grow, I would say. Um,
mhm. It's not going to be an easy one. I already like I kind of have a sense what it's going to be for me,
mm,
and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, is this gonna be so like because it's about when I see Scorpio, one thing I want to add on this. When I see Scorpio new moons or Scorpio lunations or anything, it is always about relationships.
yeah.
It's like the whole thing that it's Libra. For me, Scorpio is so much more about relationships than Libra ever would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know
feel
how
that
to
too.
explain it.
Yeah.
I'm not Taurus rising. I don't have Scorpio in the seventh house. That's not the reason for that. I am actually an Aries rising. But for me, that ability to share intimately is Scorpio. You do not build real relationships in Libra. You start them maybe, but it's in Scorpio that you like business relationship, personal relationship. It's something that it's a relational choice that's coming up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay. Whew, it's gonna be a new moon.
It's
It's
gonna be
a new
oh
moon.
my God, like if only we can master courage to do the right thing here for
I
where we
know.
go in, because I can see that it's going to be a difficult one.
I think that like that's something that's a strength of Scorpio. I think is just like that real courage, like really a
Mm-hmm.
deep well of just like confidence, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So if we can tap into that, I think it would be super supportive. Um,
Yeah. A little bit of like, I just want to see my side for a
yeah,
second. That's what Scorpio does. I just want to, like, I'll do what I need to do. And I'm kind of be like a horse with the,
blinders. Yeah.
yeah, it feels like that. And it's
Yeah,
scary.
can be for sure.
But I love it.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so the last few transits we want to talk about all happen on the 21st. It's a big day. It's the kind of last burst of Scorpio
Mm-hmm.
season before the sun enters Sagittarius. Um, but just
Mm-hmm.
before it does, we have the sun, let me get there. The sun making that direct opposition to Uranus.
Uranus. It's the last one
Yeah,
with this particular axis.
yes. So it's
We're
significant.
not gonna, and it's the fact that we have it just was not guaranteed, but we have it.
Yeah.
It's and we've had this opposition for the last 8 years or so.
Hmm.
It's disruption of the formerly known version of you
Hmm.
because you've learned so much about the material reality of this world,
Hmm.
what
I think
this world
like
is made of.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it resonates so much for me as someone who is extremely fixed and has like Taurus rising, Pluto and part of fortune in
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio, like the way that my reality has like shape shifted so extremely with Uranus
Mm-hmm.
and Taurus in like so many directions. I feel like this moment is like, okay, do you see
Mm-hmm.
the parts of you that are
Mm-hmm.
no longer like
Yeah.
supportive or really actually integral to who you are? And are you ready to
Mm-hmm.
keep going? Like the
Yeah.
I think the Uranus drive to like it's like a very evolutionary driven planet and it's like, okay, you're evolving. This is the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it? Are you ready? Are you like
Yeah.
uh
It's so interesting for the fixed opposition and for the especially for fixed transits like Uranus outer planet. It is
mhm,
this last stretch that's going to be the most important because if it was like mutable, it might have been earlier, but this is the one. This is the next 6 months where it's like really closing that chapter, really like giving you an opportunity, giving us an opportunity to be like the stability is not going to be coming from the places you think and you've been used to it coming from. It's and for
so
everyone, the world is not as it was. We all know it. So you better adjust in some profound ways through tapping into the hidden resources that the world really tries you not to acknowledge.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, like our economy is a completely different beast and it's going to be completely transformed. Um,
If like speaking, the game is asking for like some real like moves that no one expects of us.
mhm.
It's the thing that we got to do things that people do not expect us to do. Not because we want to surprise them, not it's not like coming from that place, but inherently it has to.
Yeah, totally. Thinking about like systems of care, like there's been so much more exploration into mutual aid and like how we can really utilize mutual aid in these various ways. And I think that is only going to deepen and expand moving forward. Um,
And someone needs to think, I don't know who has the capacity, maybe it's us, maybe it's someone else, but mutual aid, but also like how do you get into larger resource systems with a mindset that is right?
yes, yeah.
If you have that capacity, I right now don't have that capacity, but I don't know, maybe some of us will have down the line, maybe someone else will have it down the line, but you got to approach the system that hold resources, be it into wellness, be it in whatever areas of life, you got to approach them with their like different mindset,
Yep.
relational,
Individualist mindset.
distributional,
Yeah.
power dynamic distribution mindset,
Yeah.
different.
Non-hierarchical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Web like, yeah.
Webs. We're building webs, people.
We're building webs, different kind of
Yeah,
webs than those Peter Steels or whatever they are.
exactly. No billion.
Okay. Oh,
I do want to mention that Uranus will be moving back into Gemini on April 26th,
mhm.
2026. So just keeping that in people's consciousness as you move into the next year. Um, but yeah, this is the final transit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll be in Sagittarius season.
We'll be in Sagittarius season.
So
Mercury is still retrograde by the end of Scorpio season, so we start there.
yeah, we'll continue on the underworld Mercury trip.
Yes. It's a
And
good Scorpio season, people.
yeah, it is. I'm excited to hear how it is for people. And yeah,
Mhm.
Mariana, do you want to share how people can connect with you?
I mean, mostly through Substack.
Great.
Like I try, like Casey said, to write at least two articles that are um thought through a month. I think I'm going to be going back to writing horoscopes, and I opened back my consultations.
Lovely.
So everything is available. What about you?
Yes, we're doing Substack.
Mm-hmm.
It's been enjoyable to just
Yes.
like commit to that practice and show up there. And yes, my books are open. I am offering intuitive divination, um, incorporating tarot and astrology
Mm-hmm.
and spirit work. So if you're
Yeah.
hoping to like reconnect with your own spiritual guidance, I'm here to help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need that right now,
we do.
for
We all do.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I was reflecting on just like doing this work for so long and um how also it's so important for witches, healers, any type of healer to
Mhm.
like be witnessed and to like get readings. And I'm just like reminding folks of that because I hadn't gotten a reading in a while and I am going to be getting a reading soon, but it's
Oh,
important
good.
to kind of be in the orbit of like your community in this work and um
Mm-hmm.
someone who gives readings should get readings, I think, is
Yes.
what I'm like really been thinking a lot about. Yeah.
It's a really good point. I should get a reading. I don't know. Like
Let's do a
it's a good.
trade. Let's do a
So
trade.
let's do a trade.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's important to be seen, like you said,
Yeah. Yeah.
reflected back, because like we are so like
Yes, we are. We are. We're so in our space. And
like
I think when we attune with somebody in like a way or we're being witnessed, it reignites our connection to the web, the unseen web, where we're like we're all
yes,
connected and there are all these unseen allies.
100%.
So it is really important work.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go get readings
Go get readings.
from us, from someone else, from
Yeah.
whoever.
Yeah.
Support
Um,
people.
get support.
Get support, get
And
support.
especially with this grand water trine Scorpio season, I'm like, yes, tune in. Create a vessel
Mm-hmm.
to channel all this wisdom.
I think this is gonna be make or I don't want to say break, because I don't think it's either make or continue in the muddy water.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Great opportunity. Right, guys. Good luck with the Scorpio season. Honestly, use it. We're here if you need us.
Yes. And as always, leave a comment if you have anything
Subscribe.
to share. Subscribe, like, Dan.
Yes.
Um,
Dan.
and we'll see you next time.
Yay.
All right, blessed be everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Modern Witches podcast. We hope you've been inspired to cultivate your own magic and to craft your own spiritual practices. Let us know what sparked your curiosity by leaving us a comment on this episode or leave us a review. And don't forget to subscribe to the show so that you never miss an episode. Your feedback and engagement truly fills our cups. If you're looking for more ways to gather with your fellow witches, please support our work on Patreon. Learn more at modernwitches.org. Blessed be.